Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a video that was a little bit requested and also a little bit something I just wanted to share with you, and it's the hair hurdles that I've experienced during my natural hair journey. So in my last video, I let you guys know that I've been growing my natural hair since 2008 and I big chopped in 2009. So it's taken me a while to get to where I am now, but that's not for lack of trying, because I've had so many bumps in the road and so many setbacks, you could call them. I like to think of them as just like lessons that I learned. And I just want to share with you guys the hurdles that I've run into during my natural hair journey and how I got over them. So a lot of these hair hurdles are really just things that I was doing to my hair that wasn't good for my hair, and I didn't realize it until it was pretty much too late. And I'm not gonna go in any type of order, but the very first one is the most memorable hair hurdle I've ever experienced because it took me the longest to get over. So basically what happened, when I first went away to college, I lived in a community style dorm. It was super old. There were like spiders in the shower, and you had to go into a shower with like 9 or 10 other girls, and you could like hear everybody while you were doing your own business. Like there were stalls so people couldn't see you, but you were right next to somebody while you were naked, and I hated that. So because of that, I tried to take the quickest showers as possible during my entire freshman year of school. You know, when you're a freshman, you're just like getting adjusted to the campus life, learning how to navigate life on your own, and kind of just throwing caution to the wind and doing whatever you feel like doing whenever you feel like doing it. So I was not following my natural hair regimen while I was in college. And basically during the first semester of my freshman year, I probably deep conditioned my hair like twice. Like I would take the quickest showers. I would barely do my hair in the shower. Like I would just get through my hair super quick, and I would never deep condition because I never took the time to. I just wanted to hurry up and get out the shower and go about my business. So because I didn't deep condition for the majority of my first semester, and I probably deep conditioned like every so often second semester, my hair went through it. And what happened was my roots got so frizzy and so unmanageable. Like I can't even explain to you guys how crazy it was. I'd never seen my hair do this before. Basically, like if I wanted to run my fingers through my hair even after I detangled it, I couldn't, because my roots were just so frizzy and so unmanageable. It was crazy. So when it first happened, I had no idea what the issue was, and it took me a couple of weeks before I realized that I wasn't deep conditioning my hair as often as I was before I went to college. Because before I went to college, I used to deep condition all the time. Like I would probably deep condition like once every week, or once every 2 weeks at the most. I'd never go on months without deep conditioning my hair. So when I finally had that epiphany, I realized, okay, I need to get back on my regimen. I need to take this serious and stop just throwing my hair aside. And so I started deep conditioning as often as possible. Every single time I wet my hair, I would deep condition. So sometimes that'd be twice a week, sometimes that'd be once a week. I didn't really know if that was the only cause of my hair being as unmanageable as it was, but I was just kind of hoping and praying that deep conditioning would bring my hair back to life. And eventually it did, but it took a really long time. It probably took me about a year to a year and a half of deep conditioning consistently to nurse my hair back to health. So after about a year, I could see definitely a change, but my hair still wasn't as healthy as possible. And then after about a year and a half, my hair was like completely back to normal and even better than it was before I went to college. So that was a really good lesson learned, because now I never ever skip deep conditioning. Like that's a sin in my world. So that was hair hurdle number 1. So this next hair hurdle is actually a hurdle that I just recently experienced, and that is my crown being super brittle, super dry, and always being shorter than the rest of my hair. So for the majority of my hair journey, I've had issues with growing out the crown of my head, because it'll get to a certain length and it'll kind of just stay there. And whenever I'm styling my hair, that's the area that I have the most breakage, even though it's like the less curly out of my entire head. There's really not a super strong curl pattern in my crown. It's more of like a very elongated S wave. I still have the most breakage there, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out why until I realized that basically my crown needed more moisture than the rest of my hair because it's exposed to the sun and the elements the most, in my opinion. So I finally realized that I need to moisturize that part of my hair way more than the other parts of my hair. And also I was having a lot of issues with breakage in my crown. So whenever I would trim my hair, I would trim the same amount all around my head, but I was still having issues with breakage at my crown, and I wasn't trimming enough in that area. So basically what I did, one day I was just so over it. I was so tired of seeing my crown just be the weakest part of my hair, and I just chopped off, like, I don't remember how many inches it was, but it was probably like 2 to 4 inches depending on how the health of my hair was. And whenever I cut my hair curly, I don't really care about it being uneven, because I know when I straighten my hair, I'm gonna go to my stylist and she's gonna even it out for me. And when my hair is curly, you can't tell whether or not it's even. So I just cut 2 to 4 inches off my crown. I kind of gave myself like a mini chop, and then I started really paying attention to my crown whenever I was moisturizing my hair. So whenever I was deep conditioning my hair, I was putting way more product on that area. Like, I was packing on product in that area. Whenever I was styling my hair, I would pack on product. And really, I just had to tell myself not to be afraid to put a lot of product in that area, because I usually try not to like oversaturate my hair, but that part of my head is just so dry, so thirsty, and so brittle that it needed it. And over time, my crown has gotten better. It's still not as long as the rest of my hair, but it's grown the longest it's ever been. And I really think that me chopping off all the dead, thin, split ends gave it like a fresh start. And then when I started doing my moisturizing routine to that area of my hair, it really helped. And then the last thing that I would do was, I was wearing my hair in cornrows a lot during the time that I noticed how brittle my crown was. So what I started to do was styling my hair in ways that hid my crown instead of just leaving it out in the open. So instead of parting my hair right down the center to do my 2 cornrows that I usually like to do when I'm wearing a protective style, I would part my hair on the side and then take some of the hair that's healthier on this side and put it over my crown, and then just do like a side part cornrow style for the week. And that really helped as well, just giving my crown a break from the elements. And I'm pretty happy with where it is now. I'm not completely happy. It still has a little ways to go, but it's way better than it used to be. Now, my third hair hurdle was that I could never get my hair past bra strap length. During the beginning of my natural hair journey, it was my goal to grow my hair down to waist length. And for the life of me, in the very beginning of my journey, I literally could not get there. Like, I would get to bra strap length and my hair would be healthy, and then I would grow my hair almost to waist length, and then my hair and my ends would be so thin, so raggedy, and I had to cut it back to bra strap length. And I did that a couple of times, like probably for a year or so. And finally I realized that something was wrong and I need to fix whatever that was. And basically what the issue was is that I was waiting way too long in between trims. So I was waiting about 8 months in between my trims, and because of that, I would be having like split ends around month 3, and then when I didn't get that trimmed, it would go on until month 8, and then when I finally got to month 8, when I got my trim, I had to cut off like 2 to 3 inches, and the majority of the length that I grew in that time needed to be cut off. So what I started to do was trimming my hair every 3 months, and the way that I decided on the 3-month mark is because around that time I would always notice that my hair got a little bit harder to detangle. I would get more breakage in the sink when I was styling my hair, and my ends would get dry around that time. So for 1 whole year, I told myself I was gonna get my hair trimmed every 3 months consistently to see if I saw a difference in my hair growth, and I did. So I'm gonna show you guys pictures, but basically by trimming my hair every 3 months, I was able to kind of trim off the problem areas right when they started instead of waiting for them to just get even bigger down the line a couple of months later. And then because of that, I only had to cut off a little bit of length, and then I was able to grow and retain more length over time. So during that year, as my hair grew, my ends were thicker, they were healthier, and I didn't make it to waist length that year, but I eventually did, and it was a healthy waist length, which is what matters. So my last hair hurdle was my edges thinning out. Now, I already have fine hair, so it really doesn't take much for my edges to get thinner than they already are. As you can see, I mean, they look pretty good, but they're not like the thickest. So a habit that I had a few years ago was whenever it was time for me to wash my hair, I would procrastinate and push it back and push it back and push it back. But my hair needed to be detangled so bad that I couldn't style it any other way but a ponytail. Like, it would be matted in the crown and it would just be dry, and like I couldn't wear it out or any other way but a ponytail or a bun. So I got into the habit of slicking my hair back into a ponytail or a bun for like a whole week, even though I needed to detangle my hair, and then I would finally detangle my hair a week after the fact. And just over time of me doing that style, like slicking my hair down, brushing my edges every single day, tying a scarf on it, and then just holding my hair back with a tight ponytail for 8 hours at a time, my edges started to thin out because of all the stress that was on them. So what I had to do was basically stop procrastinating wash day. That was one of the major things that helped with me not wearing ponytails all the time. So I stopped procrastinating wash day, and if I had to procrastinate wash day or if I had to wear a ponytail, I would only wear it for 1 day, 2 days max. Now I never go more than 2 days of wearing a ponytail back to back because I know that it can cause my edges to start to get weaker and then start to get thinner. So that really helped, as well as not using any utensils and not slicking back my hair. So I gave up using combs and brushes to style my hair, and instead I just used my fingers. And then I also stopped slicking back my hair so often. I'll still do it every once in a while, like if I absolutely have to, like I just can't wash my hair and I have somewhere to go and the only style that I can do is a slicked bun or a slicked ponytail. But that's like, I probably do that maybe once or twice a year. Like I don't do it that often. And when I do my edges now, I do use a comb, but I don't like comb through my hair. So if you've seen my video where it shows a week in my hair, I just take a fine tooth comb and just like comb it like an inch into my edges. And that doesn't really do anything that I've noticed. But again, I don't do that often. I probably do that like 2 or 3 times a month, and it just helps with kind of setting the edge control. So stopping any habits that cause stress on my hair really helps with them getting back to their original thickness. I didn't really apply any oils. I tried to apply Jamaican black castor oil every night, but I always forgot and I literally never did it. And then I also sometimes would massage my temples and my edges to kind of just circulate the blood flow on my scalp, but again, I rarely kept up with that, so I wouldn't say that that was a big factor. Basically, just stopping all the habits that cause stress on my hair was good enough for me. And those are 4 of my hair hurdles that I've been through during my natural hair journey. I've been through quite a few. Honestly, I've had a lot of different setbacks, if you want to call it that. And really, I've just learned so much about my hair in the 9 years that I've been growing it. So if you guys are interested in learning more about some of those different hair hurdles, just let me know in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching this video. I've noticed that I've gotten a couple of new subscribers over the last few days. So thank you guys so much for subscribing. Also, if there's something specific that you want to see from me in the future, just leave that video request down below in the comments. But that's it for this video. So like this video if you like it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. And basically during my entire freshman year, I probably deep conditioned my hair like, I don't know. I see that I have a couple of new subscribers and I'm